I gotta get that background. Maybe I should use the new one.
Oh yeah. I like swapping it around. This one I feel like
Yeah,
is kind of nice because it's like darker and lets me pop.
yeah.
So
Plus with the, I gotta get that background. Whatchamacallit, with the space background, it kind of, maybe I should use the new, sticks out, you know? It looks good.
yeah, it
So
does.
hello,
Yes,
everyone,
hello. Yes,
and
we're
everyone,
live.
and everyone watching in the future.
Yeah, I'm grabbing the music. That's one thing I didn't grab. So I'm on a new setup
DJ
for those of the folks
Odynski.
that don't know, in case anybody's here. So we might have to tweak some settings during the stream.
DJ Odynski on the video and music.
You said what? Oh, DJ. Okay, I think it is live, right? Yes.
Yes, yeah,
Live
I'm here. I'm
there.
seeing us, and our audio is coming. Yeah.
For some reason, it doesn't look like we're live on Backerkit.
Really?
Which is weird. Wait, I think I just saw why.
Hmm.
Because it ends before it starts somehow. Randomly just decided to put the end on a completely different day. There we go. Now it shows live. Okay.
There we go.
Hello, folks that are starting to join.
Hello.
Like I was saying, I don't know if folks heard, but if you could just let us know if volume balance is doing well, that would be much appreciated. I have a new setup, so we're just kind of getting things reset up again.
He said, "Lag no more. I'm gonna get a new setup."
Yeah,
That's
my
investing in the future, bro. Investing in the future.
yes, yeah, literally just so I could do more work faster on the primer and stuff, and it has already made a big difference.
Yeah, yeah. It's wild how technology is, man. I mean, my computer is 4 years old and it's slowing down, you know?
Yeah,
And at the time, great specs, perfect specs, you know, all this stuff. So,
right. Yeah, my old setup was about 10 years old, I think. Um,
okay, yeah,
I think I got it when I was so it's like 8 or 9, I think, because I think I got it when I was like 21 or 22, somewhere
nice.
in that range. So yeah,
Nice.
it was a very great computer for a very long time. Like it still worked perfectly fine. It just
Right.
um, I needed a little bit more speed and processing power.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
yeah.
can, you guys don't see this, but like all the other streams, I could never see Zarek. I think because of RAM issues, his camera would never actually show me him live. So,
Right.
so I would look at the YouTube video or YouTube stream to see his response and reactions that were like
Yeah.
10 seconds off.
Yeah. It's always pretty funny. I wonder, the quality looks a little bit off. I wonder if the bit rate is not great. I never remember how to fix that. I think
Mm.
up is better. I can never remember.
Oh, and now we all shut down, Zarek. Don't pull the lever.
No, bit rate you can do live, I know for sure. So
Oh, okay.
just trying to see if it'll help with the quality. But anyways, thanks for joining, folks. I don't know if who all we've got here, but we are ready to do another Q&A. And I think, like usual, if we don't have a lot of questions going on, Ricky and I will talk about just some cool stuff that's going on. Maybe talk about some art or um, one thing that might be fun is some lore because I know a lot of people like to hear about lore. Or just like I said, what we've been working on for the upcoming playtest packet, things like that. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Yeah, I can't see who's on. I just see we've got some watchers. So.
yeah, I wonder how many of those I count as, because technically I might be two. So
Haha, that's funny.
I
Well,
always
I'm
have the
definitely
windows
watching
open to
myself too.
check. Yeah.
We
I
shall
always
see.
like have
Yeah.
the windows open so I can see if things are working.
Right.
But I think they are, so I'll close mine. And I just realized the music's not on repeat. So, okay. Yeah. So I guess what do we want to start talking about here? Let's
I
since
think
we don't have
just
any
like
questions yet.
general updates on development might be good, just to
Yeah.
have it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the big things that we've been working on is the custom signature powers, we're testing out some kind of wacky ideas.
Yeah.
Ricky was super not happy with the idea at first when I first mentioned it. He was like,
no,
no,
how could you?
no. And I was like, well, let's just try it. Like, let's have some fun. It's internal testing, and even if we put it on packet number 2, um, it's play testing. We can
Yeah.
always get rid of that stuff. But they
Right.
are negative signature traits, effect traits specifically. So they will do things like make you hurt yourself, cost more drive. I think what else did we have? Reduced.
We had reduced range.
Yeah, but I think we
then we've
realized
been
that one just can't work.
Yeah, I think there's not a world for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, friendly fire too.
Yes, friendly fire, which has some caveats that need to be added.
Yeah.
And what else? Oh, and then the one that I thought was thematically or conceptually really cool, but it seems like maybe not, is I think we call it absorption.
Yes.
Name, where it absorbs a status effect from the targets, and it has to absorb at least one to work anymore. So it kind of heavily restricts it, but it gives you extra points to spend. So
Yeah.
that one I think is very niche use. Like I feel like an easy one with that would be burning, and if you're a fire manipulation super, that way you easily burn people and then you can consume it to do big damage. That's actually kind of where the idea came from, was we have powers like that where it's like it'll consume the chill stacks to do extra damage. It'll consume, some status effect to crit, things like that. So
yeah, and to be fair to Zarek, both of us always have crazy audacious ideas, and somehow we always meet in the middle somewhere that we can both agree on. So that's, I think, been the cool thing with the game and a lot of different things. So, what is Tabletop said? Your music's a little too loud.
Yeah. Hey, Frank.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Hey.
joining. I turned it down a little bit there. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but yeah, with this, I've always worried about. Well, we've always been this way with the Indominant, is like the meta choices, and that if is there a reason to not take a negative trait, that
Right.
kind of thing, right? Since we introduce something, is there a reason to not ever do it? Is it always better for you to do that? And that's where we never want to be, like trying to make these as balanced as possible, where it's a viable choice, but maybe not always the best choice, that kind of thing. Especially when you mix in your own power set and how your power sets work, which, by the way, maybe we could talk about that for a second. It is a signature power.
Yes, yeah, that's a question we've been getting, is signature powers count as if they are from your power set, especially because you can only have one power set. It's just automatically counts as one of your powers. So if you're an ice manipulation super, your signature will apply chill stacks to enemies.
Yeah.
Um, so
Or
things like
your
that.
or your Kara ability with martial arts will make it instant hit. Like
Yeah.
it's anything that affects the powers is what affects it as well, right? It's just
Yeah.
another part of it.
Yeah. And like Frank said, balance is not quite a science. I like to say I use math to inform balance, but we let feel be like the really deciding factor. Um,
Exactly.
there are some things where they on paper like seem like they would be really good, but then in practice they're just not as good, or something like that for whatever reason. So, and that's kind of what Ricky was talking about with these traits, is a lot of them have felt like on paper we thought they were pretty punishing, but then in practice the punishment just feels like way worth the benefit of the extra signature power points. So
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like where do we meet that, right? And some things, I mean, we could talk about maybe the range one, because that came up a whole bunch. But if
yeah.
you were to take it, there was no reason for you to ever not be ranged, right? You would always skip on using the melee actual range as the second choice in it. And just to
Hmm.
familiarize, there's a couple steps. There's step one, choose a rate. Step two, choose a targeting. Step three is an interaction. And then step four is an effect. So that's what we're kind of talking about in these different steps, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
when excuse me, when you take that, there was no reason not to take range as a actual range.
Right. Yeah, it just because you would take range, and then all of our internal testers pointed out, uh, you would just get more range than melee than if you had the melee trait, but you would then um, have more points too, because you would negate the
Yeah.
point cost of the range trait, and then also have more range than if you were melee. So we were like, yeah, that one just can't exist. I don't think.
Yeah.
So
Just one we'll have to cut off, and that's okay. I think also we were talking about the community. What community ideas might there be? That would be really cool. Thinking outside the box, that kind of thing. I think the bulk of the community is going to see these kind of rules come up here in September when we release playtest packet number 2. And then we'll get a whole bunch of fun, fresh ideas.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just really putting them to work, especially once you get in those higher levels, you have so many more signature points available to you, and how you
Hmm.
combo them and make it something that's your own. I was thinking about our psionic Nightwave. She's one of our characters that we've made art for, and I was like, man, what would be her signature power? And I feel like it would be something that would totally lock down somebody. Like
Hmm.
not only immobilizing them, but also blinding them, or probably also knocking them down. And she'd probably sacrifice some health of her own in order to do all that stuff,
Right.
just to stop the big bad. And that's pretty powerful. What I just said. We don't have powers that have that many status effects, but that's why signature powers are so powerful. So
Yeah, yeah, and that's something we're thinking we may have to limit a little bit, is um, how many status effects you can apply. So,
right.
and then I'm like, well, if we do that, we could run into an area where every signature power ends up the same, because everybody can just has to get 2, and then they spend the rest on damage. So
Exactly.
lots of things to consider with customizing your own power. Is actually has so many little moving parts, um,
Yeah.
that yeah, it can one little change can completely change how the mechanic works. So
Yeah, and Zarek and I, when we're designing like power sets, we have these guardrails. Like we know our own design. We've got documents on what a power ideally could look like in the minimum, and then the maximum per level. And these signature powers, in many ways, they're like changing those rules a bit. I think,
hmm
so that way they can truly feel unique and not uniform. you know?
Right.
Because if every fire manipulator did the exact same signature power, that would suck. You know, that's not really custom to you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't be fun for you. And that, you know, again, if you always take the exact same way, even despite your archetype, again, just not fun. You know, it has to be unique to your scenario, situation, your super, truly. So that's what we always want to hold true. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, really excited to get those out. We're playtesting them a bunch right now, and likely again by playtest packet 2, we'll drop a couple in there and get some feedback from the entire community on them too. So it'll be good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another big thing that we did announce in our newsletter email um, was the Hedron system, the
Yes.
Hedron primer.
Absolutely.
So that is in uh, kind of an early access state, but it is up on there. We have a launch discount going. You just use code HERO and you'll get a 20% off discount. So the primer, and a caveat there is all of our backers, we're sending out free codes for them for Hedron.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if anyone backed, like, you don't have to worry about purchasing that. You'll get it for free. It is just the primer for now. Um, and so, yeah, thank you, Frank. Have a good night.
Thanks, Trey.
Um, and so that is really awesome. It's got like a character builder combined with um, a VTT aspect. And so just very cool and exciting, especially once the VTT stuff, um, you know, that gets to be set up. I mean, yeah, it's just really cool to have it all in one place, right? And it's got mechanics to where you can use your abilities and stuff from your character sheet in the VTT. So very awesome.
Yeah. It's something we've always wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
To have a virtual tabletop where you can play Indominant and worry less about, you know, the configuration of things and just get into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And Hedron is really, really great company. I mean, they're something where it's a small crew, you know, of gamers, like role players, like big TTRPG guys that just love the games. You know, they're all about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you talk to them, we're speaking the same language, even though a lot of them are coders, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
So it's been really, really cool to work with them, and I think we see an awesome future there. You know, where we can continue to expand the offering there, continue to things like, more products and things like that. That'd be just really great. You know. But yeah, being able to offer that to our backers too. I mean, the backers really got us here. Our community really got us here.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to say, hey, retroactively, hey, everybody who backed us, here's a sweet extra thing, an extra add-on that you didn't have to pay for or anything. We're just like giving you that, right? Because
Yeah.
you helped us out big time. So
Yeah, trying to support our customers. And there's another note on that I want to talk on, but I wanted to respond to I know how to read. Um, So it'd be kind of hard for us to do. I mean, we could do a rundown of what combat's like right now on the Q&A, but we
yeah,
actually have a video that Ricky made that does a very good job of that. And so on our YouTube channel, we can actually grab the video link for you.
yeah. Let's see if I can beat you to it. Yeah, yeah. I recorded a whole kind of combat back and forth. Two players essentially like going through all their powers and all that, and just how it works out. It's always a good question though to ask, but we do keep things fairly simple, and I could say that hey, you've got this amount of action points that you can use and so on every turn, and then you just go around and seeing everybody who what action points they're going to lay on. So actually found it. Example combat.
I got it.
Did
I
you do
already
it?
beat
Yeah,
you
you
to it.
did. Ah, you did. Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know
But
how to
regardless.
read. That video
Mhm.
right there that I linked in chat, that's a good example combat. It'll explain all the different aspects. Um, Ricky did a great job explaining the rules as he went through. So, yeah. Hey, how's it going, August? TTRP Genius. Sorry, I always just automatically
Hi.
default to um, names when
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know folks personally.
Good.
I I try not to, but sometimes it just happens. How's it going?
And here we go.
So yeah, hopefully that helps you there. I know how to read if you're still here. If you're watching that video, no big deal. Obviously that's what you're looking for. So, but yeah, and then the other thing that's big about the Hedron is the first 100 pre-orders on Backerkit. They will get also a free primer on Hedron as well. And so we decided we needed to charge for that because just for us, we already give a lot for free, like the primer's free, you know, and so we have to worry about the company and can't just give everything away for free. But yeah, just that's $15, but the first 100 pre-orders on Backerkit will get that for free. So just a fun thing that we wanted to do to
Plus, I think once you get it, it's yours forever, right?
Yeah.
That's it. There's no subscription or anything else like that. So I know they didn't ask us to advertise it, but it's just interesting, you know, like it's a really cool setup. So I think a lot of people are gonna like it. So
yeah, absolutely. And no worries, August. Have a great night, man. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. So yeah, very exciting news. And then, like I said, there is a 20% discount, but you don't really need that discount if you just pre-order on Backerkit. So.
boom, boom. Yeah, and while that's coming up, it's still kind of in a beta, the Hedron setup. So if you notice any bugs or anything silly or whatnot, we're still working on it. So we're giving them feedback. They're working with us. Again, the development team. They're really, really great people, and they work super fast. I mean, we gave them a list of things on one day, and an hour later, they're like, "Yeah, I did half of those," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" So they're super on it. They were just at Gen Con too, so they just traveled over there.
Yeah.
And they were still working it.
Yeah, Gen Con, man. We missed it this year, but next year we will definitely be going.
Yes. Yeah. Like we both committed to it. We're going. Our physical bodies will be at Gen Con. And we are definitely going to submit an application to be there. As you know, I think it's called a new up-and-coming business or new up-and-coming, company. But regardless, we submit an application, and whether or not they accept us or not, we're physically going to be there. So we're all in on that. So just know that. So if anybody's thinking about it next year, go for it. We'd love to see you.
Yeah, that's how they help people get booths, like new companies. So we're going to be trying to get a booth, and hopefully we do.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. Philadelphia, right? Yeah. No, Indianapolis.
Yeah, Indianapolis. Philadelphia is PAX Unplugged, I believe.
There it is, yeah. That's another one that we're going to try to get into as well, PAX Unplugged. So
yeah. We might try to send Ricky there this year. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. But really excited for those. Just being able to go to those conferences. It's we haven't been to one since last year, and we definitely want to be there with books in hand.
Was it 2023 or 2024 that we went to Dice Tower? For some reason in my head it was 23, but I think it was 24.
Yeah, because I had I still have it, the actual banner and all that, and videos last year.
Yeah, I was like, for some reason in my head, I was like, that was 2023, I think, and I'm like, that just sounds so far away. It doesn't feel like it was like over 2 years ago, So
right?
I think it's closer to almost 2 years.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun and rolling dice, right? So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So expect that, more of us just out there. Anybody wants to join us? Love to have you. You want to come out or whatnot, we can figure it out. But let us know. So, be good times.
Yeah, I'm not really local to Vegas anymore, so I can't go to Dice Tower.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I would like to go as an attendee and play more board games.
Go back to the roots of it,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a very board
Yeah,
game focused one, but yes, lots of fun.
they have a Dice Tower East, I think. Sorry to, I think they have one too. It's
Yeah,
on
they have
East Coast.
Dice Tower
But I
East,
mean,
West,
we'd both
and
have to travel for that, but still.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if they have like a central one.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Um,
so,
so I think that's like some of the big news. This upcoming playtest packet, we're looking to have at least one of the researcher tier backers talents slash power put in there. So that'll be really
yeah,
fun. I think we'll probably put
yes,
a little note on whatever it is that it was from that backer.
it'll be fun.
So
Yeah, and it's cool to be able to again work with somebody in the community who believes in us, that believes in that vision, and just wants to be able to make some fun customization there too. So that's pretty cool.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna say from there, we had. What was it? We just updated something else. Oh, the primer. Haha, thing that's behind my head.
Yeah,
So,
we did.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So Zarek, with his brand new design degree, has combed through the primer, and we've been making a lot of updates to the game, and I think they're micro. Like it's not like it changes the entire game or something,
Yeah.
but they were necessary to update the primer. Definitely, unfortunately, some autocorrect things, right? Some minor grammar
Yeah,
things.
some typos that
So
weren't caught or whatever.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
um, well, I know why it happened. So the main reason that happened was we lost our manuscript, and so
Yeah,
we did not
yeah,
have a Google Doc or like a Word document version to catch those things because normally they do. Even Google Docs though didn't catch some. Like
right.
Caleb um, pointed one out to me the other day that wasn't caught, or somebody did. It might have been Cecil in our Discord.
Yeah.
Um, so I think we've. Sorry, I've been having rough sleep the last 2 nights. I'm sorry.
That's
But
okay.
what was I saying? Yeah, there was just some little ones that we had caught. I think it's probably pretty pristine now,
Yeah.
and we're really close to sending out the codes to the backers that purchased a physical copy of the primer. We
Hmm.
just wanted to make sure we caught everything and got all those updates before we had sent those out. Because the way we're going to
Yeah.
send those out is we're going to send a link to DriveThruRPG and a discount code so that they can just, all you'd have to pay for is shipping, the folks who bought one. Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, but we just want to make sure that it's not going to like change right after they get it, so um,
Exactly.
the internal
Yeah.
testing team has actually been really helpful with that. Just like more sets of eyes, right? And especially like fresh eyes. Ricky and I've read this document like so many times. Sometimes
Yeah.
your brain just like kind of fixes little things. So
Yeah. We were just talking about that, right? It's like we've have so many versions of the rules in our heads, and so when we keep on reading like what's written down on the book and stuff, it's like you can miss it so easily.
right.
So. But yeah, that's what playtesting's for. That's what the community's for, just to help out with that. And I can't tell you how much appreciative of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually silly things too. We both look at each other and we're like, "What?
Yeah.
How?"
How did we miss that? Yeah.
Right. So, and every editors, or rather, every author is like that when editor and right. Ah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So.
I always get like really upset with myself. I'm like, how did I miss that? Dang it. So, yeah, but I mean, that kind of stuff happens, right? We're humans.
Yeah.
It's what editors are for, and like having people review it are for. And with it being just us two, and up until the Backerkit and the SIC, we haven't had the ability to like pay for a professional editor, but we will for
Exactly.
the SIC. So, um,
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a professional layout person and a professional editor for that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Zarek is a professional. Just I need his time back. you know. So, but yeah. So we're looking forward to that. As we it's gonna obviously get into next year. We've shared our times and all that for the SIC, but again, having that person being that second, third pair of eyes, fourth pair of eyes, and so on is just gonna really help with that. So.
Yeah.
And just make it the best game possible. So there's always going to be errata. I mean, every great game, has an errata posted after.
Yeah.
But
We're gonna
we'll
do
try
our
our
best
best.
to avoid it, and with me
Yeah.
not doing the layout, I will actually be able to like really focus
Yeah.
on the content itself.
Yeah.
And like I'll do my own review pass once we get the layout done. So
Exactly. Lots of highlighting, underlining, and all that. So
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So that's what's been going down a bit lately.
Yeah.
Just with everything.
Oh.
It's been really awesome. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say another thing that we were testing, because it's something that gets talked about a lot, is the optional flying rules.
Oh, I wasn't gonna hit him with that one. No, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
well. They
That's
will
okay.
see it in the packet number 2 next month.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, we're testing some mechanical flight rules. So,
Right.
yeah, those are. I think we didn't really get to thoroughly test them in either of our last 2 test sessions.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, like just both of us didn't get to.
Yeah.
So, but very excited
Can
for that.
dedicate
I know
some.
it's something that people have always been asking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. They hear superheroes and you think of flight or super speed, right? And that's another subject. But
Right.
super being able to fly around has always been kind of like those dream things that you want to be able to play out, role play out even. So the thing about our system though is we keep things pretty grounded. We keep things literally on the floor, right? There's different ways of being able to, go about and use your superhero powers and so on. But at the end of the day, if we make everybody able to fly, it's tough, to balance that out. So just why not go straight up and Kamehameha wave or something, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Makamehameha wave. So, being able to like balance that's huge for us. So we're gonna get again like all things like somewhere in between that I think is gonna be fun, gonna be strategic. It's also the enemies too. They're gonna look at you being in the air and they're gonna realize they can bring you down too. Because the villains in our lore and our background and all that, they're very aware of superpowered beings.
Yeah.
So it's not a surprise. They are armed and equipped to handle those kind of things too. So if both ends have an even playing field, it can make for a very fun, I think, an interesting combat. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. It's yeah, we definitely want it to be something that's like promotes more fun and strategy rather than like negate it. So,
yeah,
uh,
exactly.
I
So
think that
important.
can be hard when it comes to flying.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. And I think, I mean, the roots of it too, we're talking about it, is that it should be based in like the archetype you choose. And then for the threats, it's like, what kind of role they play. But either way, it's different for every person, every super themselves. So being able to actually, have that is, I think, really unique and important. Because if you have everybody the same ability to fly, quote unquote, again,
Kind of makes
it
it
gets
not
kind of boring.
special. Yeah.
Yeah.
If everybody flies the same way, then kind of doesn't matter that
Yeah,
flight exists. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So there's going to be some fun ways to deal with that and get your wings, so to speak. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know who all's watching, but haven't had any more questions. I don't know if you want to try to stay on the whole hour or call it early.
let's see
Yeah.
if there's not anything else that we've announced. I don't think so. I think that's it. Yeah.
Oh, I guess another fun thing was like different methods of play or modes of play. So
Oh yeah.
we're also testing like the hex grid optional rules. because
Yes.
we have to modify a couple things to work on a hex grid. Um, so just kind of giving that, it's pretty simple to be honest, but
Yeah.
um, I actually really liked it. I don't know about
Yeah,
you.
I liked it too. I did. I liked it too. Our last play test was just a couple days ago, and I played with some of the folks here, and it was easy enough to very quickly make a hex space of right 3x3 or 5x5 or
Hmm.
whatnot, and then to go the distance. Even easier actually to measure like okay he moved 7 units this way
Hmm.
versus worrying about like I think Caleb called it out the 1-2-1 method and all that.
Yeah, one
Uh,
to one for
yeah,
diagonals so that you can have
yeah,
Euclidean movement.
yeah, yeah. It made
Yeah,
it a
yeah,
lot easier when you just pick the direction of the hex and move.
yeah.
So
And you can do that with squares too. You could just not do that
yeah,
counting for range and movement. Um,
exactly.
and then, like your
Yeah,
movement and range all becomes a square instead of like trying to emulate a circle. Um,
exactly.
so,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to your table, I think, how you want to play.
hmm.
And we give direction on what does that area effect look like, what does like a cone look like now, those kind
Right.
of
How
things
do you
just to help
convert it?
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you convert it over and examples. But either way that you'd like to play, then you can decide on that. And then also we have rules for no grid, right? Gridless
Yeah.
play. And at the end of the day, everything's based in units, so convert it to your local, inch, right, or
Right.
centimeter, and being able to have either of those and a ruler, you're set, right? I guess we're playing Warhammer here now.
Yeah, get your tape
Whip,
measure
yeah,
and
get all these out here and ready to go, and you're set. So.
yes. Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. And we said both of those are now optional, right? Like flying and
Hmm.
hex space, right? So again, it's just up to you, the comic editor, the table that you're playing and how you want to play it.
Yeah.
But just fun options. So
Yeah, yeah. And of course like all that stuff can be just handled with homebrew rules, but we like to provide you a way to do it easy. Um,
exactly.
for convenience. We feel
Hmm.
it can make life a little bit easier if we provide you that information.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, we got
instead
it.
of people
We,
having to figure it
we
out.
got to get Papa Bear out of here, man. He's falling asleep on us.
I have gotten such bad sleep the last few nights.
Well, it's all good, man. I get it. Um, but yeah, I would say that's everything for now. It's a
Hmm.
pretty good big bunch of updates. Reach out, head on the Discord. See more updates there, and subscribe to our newsletter as well. We're always posting new stuff. So yeah,
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Okay. Well, I think with that, if nobody here has any questions, then we'll go ahead and call it for the night. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. And have a good night.
Bye, guys.